Well, good morning. This is Eric Johnson checking in. Heading out of Vernal, going back to Salt Lake City. And I will be back here in about, I think about a month. Yeah, I think about a month. Go to fly out of here and then be back in Columbia, South Carolina tonight, and hope everyone's enjoying themselves. This trip now, I guess, is officially over as far as the treasure hunt that never really happened on this particular trip. But as usual, I'm always distracted by things to do and things to learn on these trips, and that's a really cool part of it. So obviously getting the treasure is the real part of it. I had to laugh recently. I was on the internet, and I was reading this blog by this guy. And he's kind of like, because the whole thing is that everyone wants this to be the summer of finding the treasure, which I believe it will be, because I'm going to find it. But I think Forrest Fenn, the rumors are that he's tired of it. Everybody's tired of it, and people want to know where it is, and people, of course, want to find it. But this one guy wrote this thing, and he writes, this is the summer we really want to find the treasure. And he goes, I think at this point, most of us would agree that just finding the solution to the treasure, no matter who finds it, is more important to most of us than the actual value of the treasure itself. I'm like, no way! Are you out of your friggin' mind? This is my third trip. I'm in about, I don't know what I'm in. I'm probably in about 8,000 for 3 trips, which really is not bad. But, I'm not doing this I am doing this for my health. I take that back. But, my health of my living conditions they're going to be upgraded somewhat. I have a nice life, but certainly if I, before taxes, find anywhere from, I don't know, the estimates have been anywhere from 800,000 to 5 million. So anyway you cut it after taxes, you're going to do quite well. I saw I guess this will turn into a bit of a vlog while I'm on this drive, because I do have a number of things to say. Someone else was saying that they don't think there's a problem if you don't declare the treasure. And there are a couple of things there that bothered me right off the bat. First of all, I took notice of. First of all, because I always thought it was 3 people that died on this chase. Now I'm hearing it's 4, so I don't know what's up with that. I didn't know a 4th person died. Maybe I did. I don't know. See, and that's a whole nother issue you could go off on. This is my take on that whole thing. Forrest Fenn has nothing to be blamed for. He has said from the very first, it's a fairly easy solve physically. That he did it when he was 80, he got out of his car, he went in and out of the woods, the whatever you want to call it, twice in one afternoon, and he buried the treasure by splitting it up into 2 segments and taking it in and dumping it in one afternoon, an 80-year-old man. So when we hear stories of people dying because they're running the rapids, or people falling off cliffs, that could happen to anyone, by the way. So that's just, life's dangerous. But Forrest Fenn has made it clear it's not dangerous where he put it. That's all I can say. So when all these people are dying, I don't think you can pin that on Forrest Fenn. But the rumors are that it's weighing on him, and that he kind of wishes the whole thing would get over. So that's fine. I hope to do that this spring actually, because I'm going to come back and do it. So someone said, so the reason I brought that up was to say that I am going to when I find the treasure, I'm just going to go to Mr. Fenn and say, here you are. I found the treasure. Let's do what do we got to do legally? I don't know if the title's in the chest and he's got to sign it, or he just wants to shake your hand. And he's got, supposedly there was a reward for a necklace or a bracelet that's in the chest that he'll give you that. He wants it back. And long story short, I think he is going to want to put out to the press, and I would go along with it, or whoever finds it I think should go along with it, that put it out to the press the treasure's been found, so that no more people get hurt or die looking for the treasure, period. I mean, I just think that's the proper way to do it. So therefore, they would know the treasure had been found. But this person was saying on one of the blog sites that he didn't think there would be any ramifications of finding it, because who would be coming to your door? You know, it wouldn't be the police, or it wouldn't be the FBI or whoever, because they wouldn't know exactly where you found it. Well, I can tell you who's going to come to your door. The IRS is going to come to your door. I mean, who are we kidding? And I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but I assume if the IRS comes to my door, because they're going to make sure they get their share of a pretty good-sized chunk of money, probably one of the first things you're going to have to give them is information as to where you found it. I would just think they would probably maybe even have the legal right to know that. I don't know about how all that works. Whoever finds it will find out. Because my plan is to take it down to Santa Fe when I find it, and then take it back to South Carolina, put it in a safety deposit box or a vault or whatever you do with that kind of thing, and then just start working. Probably, you know, I would hope Mr. Fenn would have some ideas of what to do with it, and get a good lawyer. Goes without saying, which I'm sure he would work for a percentage of that treasure, maybe a 1%. But don't laugh. I mean, what would 1% of 3 million be? 1% of 3 million, would that be 30,000? 3 million? I'm going to say off the top of my head without thinking of it, that's 30,000, right? 10% of 3 million would be 30,000 plus 2 zeros. Yeah, I think it'd be 30,000. Well, anyway, so I would say maybe in 0.5%. Here I am already negotiating. I'm doing a bid. It's pretty funny. So anyway, I'm gonna go home on a plane, and I'm gonna do my videos to push out, and then I will be back I think I'll be back in about a month. I had to laugh though, you know. One guy told me, he said, you could have gotten in there 2 weeks ago, and I was like, thanks, it really makes my day. And then this park ranger, he goes, yeah, we're planning on going in there next week. And I said, next week? He goes, well, yeah, I mean, this was kind of unusual, because you could have, he's another one said that, he goes, you could have gotten in a little while ago, but then the snow hit, and he goes, but yeah, we're planning on next week. And I was almost thinking of just staying an extra week, canceling my flight, staying an extra week, and then I thought, no, because then I said, so you think you're going in, and he said, well, I mean, whether be letting us, we're going in a week. He said, but it could be, a month. He said, all just depends on the weather. So I'm just going to go home and take at least a month off before I come back, because I'd feel like a real dumbass to come back in like 2 weeks and be in the same exact situation where I'm just at the Holiday Inn Express. I like Holiday Inn Express. They have that free breakfast. And then with AAA, you get a good discount, which is kind of cool. I didn't know it. I have AAA, and here this girl at the counter, just by the way, I said, yeah, well, I did have the smarts to say, do you have any discounts? Which I hardly ever do. I mean, I'll think of it in the dumbest place. I'll be in a Dollar General and say, do you have a discount? And they go, you're in a Dollar General. Actually, I hardly ever go in a Dollar General, but you get the point. Anyway, that's all I got for now. I had to laugh the other day. I'm looking at a place right here. It's called Ute Lanes. Ute are the local Indians in Vernal. They're a big Indian population. There's a reservation right around here. I could be near the reservation, as a matter of fact. There's a Ute reservation around here. But I was watching this video, another video vlogger of the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt, and he was talking about a completely different thing. He was talking about something to do with Utah and the Spanish gold mines and the Uties. The Uties. I think he was calling them the Uties. And I'm like, no, not Uties. Utes. Okay, folks. Having a wonderful day here. Going home and going to see my kitties. And come back in probably about a month. Everyone have a good time. And happy hunting if you are hunting. And talk to you later.